why that man refused to commit to you and marry you. It's because you've given him the benefits of commitment without commitment. You have provided him with everything he's supposed to work for free. My name is Okoro Blessing in Kiroka, and I'm popularly known as Blessing CEO, your number one relationship therapist in Africa. A lot of women are worried. Why is he not committing to me upon everything I have done for him? I've had sex with him, I have washed, I have cleaned, I have raised my leg 360 degree, I have spread my legs like towels, hanger, wardrobe. You've given him from the anus, from the mouth, from the ear. In fact, the man have actually penetrated every hole in your body. All the vibe you've given him, all the styles you've given him. You've tried so much. In fact, you've put in so much effort. You're now looking older than your age just because you want a man to marry you. What do you want him to marry exactly? He has finished milking you now. You are empty. Many of you are giving boyfriend, husband benefits. Then when you finally find a husband, you don't know what to do with your husband because you have allowed boyfriend to milk you of the things you're supposed to give your husband. You see so many women, when they marry, they begin to rebel. I will not do this, oh. I will not cook, oh. I will not clean, oh. I will not let another man take me for granted. It's because you allowed a boy take you for granted. The sacrifices you're supposed to make for a real man who comes into your life, you can no longer make it because you have exhausted your time, your energy with a boy. I'm not saying you're not going to get married, though. You will. But if you keep jumping from this kind of relationship because of your desperation, if you keep allowing these men to milk you, when you finally find a man who decides to marry you or commit to you, you will have nothing to give him because the boys have milked you. Stop giving boys husband benefits. You need to learn what is called boundary. Draw it. I hear a lot of women say, Okoro Blessing, what works for you cannot work for me. What works for you cannot work for me. There is no rule to relationship and marriage. And I'm going to tell you to shut up. Keep your mouth shut. Just because you want to suit your selfish desires, you throw away the rules and regulations to marriage and relationship. There are rules. Just the same way there are 10 commandments you refuse to follow. The same way there are laws you refuse to follow. There are rules and regulations to relationship and marriage. Communication is one. Fidelity is one. These are rules in relationship and marriage that if you don't follow it, it will break. If you don't know how to communicate, forget it. Your marriage will hardly work. Fidelity will break marriage if you've not learned what is called commitment, loyalty, if you've not learned how to stay in one place. And 1,000,001 rules. Anyway, I don't want to mention all of them in this video. Yes! Relationship and marriage have rules and you have to follow it, and that's why your relationship is not working, because you always want to break it to suit your own selfish desire. That's the reason why you don't want to follow relationship and marriage rules. Guess what? When you refuse to follow relationship and marriage rules and say, oh, Blessing, what works for you cannot work for me, what works for this person cannot work for me, what works, you will still go back to square one. That thing you refuse to do, those rules you refuse to follow, if you don't follow it in your young age, you follow it in your old age. It has rules. Just because you want to bend it, just because you want to start having sex, just because you want to go to your boyfriend's house and cook, doesn't mean it's right. He's not married to you. It has rules. You must learn self-control when you're in a relationship and marriage. You must learn comportment, composure. You must learn communication. You must learn commitment. You must learn loyalty, fidelity. You must learn contentment. Those are the rules to relationship and marriage. When you end up with all this rubbish you do, when you end up cleaning and doing wife benefit for boyfriend, highest they can do is to marry you out of pity, sympathy, marriage, and love. That is the reason why a lot of men in our society today actually feel that they are doing a woman a favor by marrying her. It's because some of them have milked you. I make her marry her, make her family member, make talk say, make you not be like say a wicked. They've dated you for 10 years, 5 years, 25 years, 100 years. So they are marrying you as a furniture so that people don't think that they are bad. And that's the reason why you are never, and you will never be happy in that marriage, because you're a doormat. Is that what you want? He has finished milking the best part of you. That's the reason why you are not into some of your husbands. It's because you allow yourself to be used as a woman. You don't have what is called boundary. You are so afraid. If I don't wash for him, if I don't clean for him, if I don't throw my leg 360 degree, if I don't debase my body, he's not going to love me. Then goodbye to him. Cheap things are everywhere. Expensive things have value, and it takes time to develop. That's the honest truth. Let me tell you something. You see that man that you're trying to mess yourself around with just because you want love and relationship, he will still leave you. Yes. He will still leave you. If you put in all the effort, if you like, give him taekwondo style. Twist like chicken. Twist like turkey. twist like rats, he will still leave you. All those efforts you are putting is what is called rubbish. You must learn self-composure as a woman. You must learn boundary. You must learn values. No matter how exposed a man is, a man still wants a woman that have values. Because if a woman doesn't have values, her husband cannot trust her. It is value that make a man trust you. It is value that make a man want to keep you. Value is not by what you wear. Value is not by the drama you do on social media. Value is who you are. Your personality, what you stand for. Who are you? Your identity. That's what a man wants to keep, so that he can have rest of mind. Because if you don't have value, you're a prostitute. Yes, that's the difference between you and a prostitute. Prostitutes are people without core values. And that's the reason why it's so difficult for a man to take a prostitute and keep in the house. Even if a man wants to marry a prostitute, it's either the prostitute pretend or the prostitute drop her prostitution ways. That means she has to drop that her old value and imbibe a new value system. So if you don't have values as a woman, you think it's when you go and do all those rubbish you do with all these boys, throw your body, allow them use you, press you, squeeze you. You think that's what's going to make them to marry you? That's a lie. That's a lie. In fact, if a man truly loves you, he will not want to misuse you. If a man truly loves you, he will want to protect you. If a man wants to marry you, he will preserve you. He's not that one that is squeezing your boobs and twisting your boobs like twisting. Every time he will be pressing your nipple like radio station, ping pong, as if he's looking for FM, Region 93 FM. Wazobia FM, your nipple is the FM. Pim. Which one will he press tomorrow? Are you running away? And you said that one is love and marriage. My sister, stop giving boyfriend, husband benefits. Keep boundaries. Say no. Learn to say no as a woman. It's not everything a man asks you to do, you are going to do. He's not married to you. And when he gets married to you, still learn to say no. That is what is called boundary, do's and don'ts. When you tell your boyfriend or your husband no, they will now sit you down and try to convince you, give you good reasons why you should do those things you do. The reason for communications and reasoning is because so that you don't live in regrets. When people force you to do the things you don't want to do, you regret it. So even in marriage, your husband wants you to do something you are not used to or something you don't like. He has to make you understand. He needs to take you through a process of understanding and communication for you to be able to understand why you are doing that thing and imbibe it. He's not supposed to force you. That one is not marriage. That one is slavery. Yes. So as a woman, you need to learn the stuff. All these things you people are doing, selling your core value, that's the reason why men no longer have value for women. Give them something to chase. Men are hunters. No matter how they tell you, I don't like stress, they are shouting, I don't like stress, because a lot of women have started carrying men's responsibility and providing. It is a man's job to stress. It is a man's job to pursue woman. That is their work. If a man is not ready to pursue a woman, he should go and rest. Exactly. Give them something worth pursuing, so that when these men pursue you and finally get you, there is something about you that is worth keeping. You know, it is not every man that pursue you to get you that want to keep you. Some will pursue you just to use you and milk you. So make sure you develop and build yourself to the point that when this man pursue you and get you, he will want to keep you. And what makes him want to keep you are the values you have inculcated in yourself. I love you guys. Well,